Oh, they want to do it. Oh, yes, they want to do it so much. Nope. Oh, that was the turn. And he seems to be unhappy with the fact that we exactly kill him. Which, if you play this kind of deck, no mercy. No mercy, my friend. Hello everyone, it's Sloth here, and today we have Ravens again, but this time in different shard. This one is actually really decent and pretty competitive. So, this is of course Grixis, but we have few card choices that I really like in this deck, and a lot of things seem to go well for this one. And yeah, we have some also control elements with Spell Pierce and Make Disappear, and of course Removal, Duress. So let's go into the deck, because I think it's really interesting pile for Grixis fans. And we are using new card that I really like overall. The Elder Dragon War. So of course you can read ahead for mana, and it deals 2 damage to everything, including your opponent. You can do a super Fable basically and discard any number of cards, then draw that many cards. It also works very well with Sheoldred, something to point out, so you can heal by really a lot. If you have like 6 cards and Sheoldred and this in the board, you can actually heal for 12, just, as a by the way effect. So a pretty big deal. And the chapter 3 is a decent, generic 4 mana 4/4 dragon, basically. With flying, of course, as all dragons are. So pretty decent card overall, and you get so much value if you get it in the good position. It also answers Fable token very well. I think it's, if you are of course on the play, this is one of the few cards that really can reverse the Fable train, and that also can like destroy both Fable instances, because they are both 2/2, so it's actually a really good answer to Fable, which is of course extremely heavily played. So okay, enough about the Dragon War. Rest of the deck. So big engine for the deck is of course Kaito, and you can notice that Kaito gets much better if you have any kind of creature that can attack, and that's where Ravenman comes into play, because like those birds are not very strong on their own. They cannot block, they don't deal a lot of damage, they don't really do too much, to be frank. However, with Kaito, they are still a creature that is attacking, and due to flying, they probably won't die for a long time. And with the added benefit of you being able to sacrifice a very not important creature to Liliana to invoke the spell, so those kind of mono black typical cards removals. And of course nobody will use Infernal Grasp on the bird, or even Cut Down seems like a waste. This is a really nice generator for Kaito value. Basically you will draw cards with Kaito as long as you have those birds. So really nice combination, especially that the Ravenman comes in turn 2 and Kaito follows up exactly. So first you... sometimes you might even, this is very interesting interaction, but if you play Ravenman on turn 2 and then Kaito, if you have some card that is dead for the matchup, consider discarding it, because you basically put additional creature on top of normal curve, and that can be, make or break the whole game. If they have Liliana as an answer, you suddenly sacrifice a Raven and they lose the game probably. So sometimes you draw and discard a card, even if you can just draw a card. Discard can be beneficial. That's really important and very easy to miss. Of course, very similar effect with Liliana. You both players discard the cards, so really good combination with Ravenman. That's why we play 3 of them in this deck. I think this is one of the few shares where Ravenman actually has enough synergies and interactions that it makes some difference and it's worth it. And yeah, we also play of course for Fable, because it's a red deck, so why wouldn't you play for? Yeah, okay, that was cringe. But Reckoner Bankbuster is your big value engine. You basically have only Kaito and Bankbuster. Those are your value engines. Of course, you have some indirect ones, like those cards go 2 for 1 and basically loot your hand if you hit the wrong cards. This goes 2 for 1. Underdog is a kind of cardo, but your real cardo is Bankbuster and Kaito, so treasure them. They are actually important. So, why do we have 3 Duress? Because of mono black and their infinite train of always having invoked the spells in the end. especially that this hits very early. And to be fair, even if they don't, I have noticed that Sheoldred combined with Duress is a really good combination, because as you know by now, if you cannot answer Sheoldred, you probably lose the game. And what is the better way to make sure that they cannot answer Sheoldred? By just checking their hand for answers for Sheoldred, which happen to all be non-creatures, and basically all the answers is this card. Everyone plays Infernal Grasp for Sheoldred because it's one of the few ways you can kill him. The other one being Liliana, but with this deck with Ravenmans, Underdogs and Ravens, it won't hit Sheoldred. Invoke Despair won't hit Sheoldred. So you basically need to get rid of Infernal Grasps and you probably win the game. A very similar function is on the counter spells. Man, Spell Pierce is so amazing in current meta. It's very tempo oriented, and I have noticed that it always hits something every game, and it's usually an absolute game changer when it hits, and you will see it in the video today. Some of the games were so heavily swinged by this one mana spell. I really like it. I want to put 4 of them in every deck I make right now. And especially that a lot of turns will be packed with action. Sooner or later you will always hit something. Like, your opponent cannot play whole game with pretending 2 lands don't exist. He will just get to behind. Especially that, as you can see, we are very early mid-game deck. We are not like a grindy control in any way, so we do pressure our opponents into doing stuff. So Spell Pierce is just perfect. And of course, make disappear for early game. I mostly like to hit Trespasser with this. Liliana or Trespasser or Sorin. Those are like key cards that you really want to counter, and they come very early. So don't fall behind, because the rest of the game might be really hard. So we have some mana base, nothing special here really, so the standard. And yeah, about the deck, I think it's pretty strong. I think it's pretty competitive deck. It has a lot of power, a lot of small synergies, and of course, as every deck, you want to be on the play, you want to hit the curve and things like this, but it has enough interruption, it has enough control, and it has enough cardo, while still being extremely aggressive deck to close the game quickly. And don't forget, even though this 4/4 token is, kinda generic, it still has flying and 4 power, so it really can finish your opponent if he doesn't have a good answer, and he probably used his good answers on Sheoldred, so very often you will just kill your opponent with this token, and that's absolutely fine. Enjoy the moment. So that is the deck. Definitely try it out if you are a Grixis fan, and I think it is a bit different than the other ones, that it's worth showcasing. So, we bring something fresh to the table. And with that being said, if you like any kind of Magic good decks, junks, controls, fun, Grixis, anyway, subscribe. It always helps. It definitely really does. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and yeah, that's it. Enjoy the games. Alright, we are going first with the Fable. Well, our curve is decent. We don't have very high impact cards at the early game, but we definitely have an insane value in this hand, so we're probably more defensive with this one. Let's start with this one. We have double blue. Do we need double red? I honestly will go for double black. I think Sheoldred might be a little bit more important. It might be a mistake. Maybe the mountain was the correct choice. Hopefully we can fix it with Shaman anyway. So our bad plays still don't matter. Probably the worst they can do is Bankbuster, so let's see. Spell Pierce is actually extremely important here. It will be hard to sneak it. Told you! So good. We should definitely play the Fable. He's tapped out. Like, I would love to hold the Spell Pierce, but then we don't do anything. And that's not the correct play. Even if something goes through, like, we need to deal with it. Fable is probably the best his card. And he plays red, so he plays 4 Fable. Easy. Those sleeves are really telling, aren't they? They are pretty cool though. So, oh, I really like what I see. That's really good. I'm wondering about this one. I don't want the discard, I don't need the damage. Dragon is fine, but it's just a dragon. I could risk the land, but I think land is actually important. We have Bankbuster, we can play it a bit differently. So we attack first. Because if we can do it like... Man, I wonder. 2 damage. Sure. So this seems he wants to draw. How aggro are we going? Because we can just smork Sheoldred, or we can hold up this and then play Sheoldred with protection, which seems much better, to be honest. I lose a lot of tempo, but I think if we play this, he just plays Infernal Grasp at Dance Step, and we are absolutely behind. We are so behind, it's not even fun, and we actually might lose the game then very quickly. So, like, this Spell Pierce is a crucial card at some point. Not sure what it will counter, but it will counter something extremely important. The other thing is that you generally don't want to play Sheoldred when your opponent has untapped black mana at Dance Step, because it's usually Infernal Grasp at Dance Step, so we basically didn't... So you help them not waste the turn, basically. You made your biggest play and they answered without losing any tempo at all. We are both tanking. I think we both have a lot of good options and we are trying to gauge what opponent has that can hurt us. Okay, that's an Infernal Grasp. Or maybe a card draw. One of the two. He has blue mana, so we start with Infernal Grasp. We have Sheoldred, and he probably might also have Sheoldred. A very hard game, honestly. It also helps him because he can crew the Bankbuster a bit easier. We definitely need to start doing some cards because we are falling a little bit behind. Not the best one, probably a cycle target. Kiki-Jiki definitely helps. It's additional card, and the fact that he has only 2 mana means that our Spell Pierce will counter. It will counter. We can also attack with the Bankbuster. Like, sure, that is already prime target for removal. Make disappear, sure. So as you see, extremely crucial cards. Spell Pierce is so amazing in current meta, like honestly. And let's start the smork process. Man, it feels so funny with this animation that you instantly go to your face. It feels like so aggressive. I hate getting smorked by this. So right now he needs to kill Sheoldred right now, or probably he will lose the game in 2 turns. Usually removal is instant, because it's such an easy decision, so the fact that he's tanking suggests that maybe he doesn't have some good removal, or maybe he has so many that he thinks which one is the best. One of the two. I would guess that there is a chance Sheoldred lives. Oh, the chance is materializing. Oh, that feels so good. Spell Pierce, the biggest hero of this deck for this game. Oh, and you know, Sheoldred, the card that always wins. We could get some additional value with the Bankbusters. It's probably not really worth it. We cannot crew. I was thinking about... Oh, you cannot even. Whatever. So we can attack with the Bankbuster. We can copy the Bankbuster for 1 mana and draw a card. This means that we will have 3 mana. That's kinda okay, but we don't have blockers then. So he gets 3 mana. You know what? That's okay. I think it's acceptable. Or we can just hold everything and attack. Okay. Maybe I overthink it. Probably should have Duress before, but you know what? The fact that we have counterspell gives me a little bit more leaning room, you know? And then he also needs to decide that he won't draw card. Problem is that whatever we discard, sure, I do not mind this too much, to be perfectly honest with you. And let's Duress him. I think he wants to draw a card, because then he can cycle all of the bad cards, so his next turn will be really powerful. Because of the Fable, because of the Bankbuster. We try to mess it a little bit. Hi. He had it. He lacks 1 black. Oh, that hurts. Oh, sorry, bro. To be fair, I should probably not discarded it, because I know I have make disappear, and probably in two turns game will be over. So maybe a bad call on my side. You know what? Let's keep it like this. Let's keep it like this. The reason is that we need as much mana as we can, and he has make disappears in the deck. So he might draw it this turn. Like, there's a high chance. I definitely think he should at least cycle those two. They are not good. He's at 4. Oh, right, but he dies. Okay, my bad. So let's eat the bait. Probably he wanted it countered. And right now he has only 3 mana, which means that Make Disappear is a hard counter spell and we kill him next turn. So we don't really need to care about anything, we just smoke him. This will make a token, so he probably wants to block this one, right? If we draw with this one... So the only chance to go around it is probably to cycle Xander's. Don't forget he needs 2 mana to activate the token. Fable is not good enough, to be honest. Not good enough. And we definitely want to make disappear. Alright, so if we attack, he crews this one with the token. He eats 4 damage or just sacrifices the token. He might have Voltage Surge or something. And then we lose Sheoldred, that's a big deal. But we still need to attack. We could also attack with the Bankbuster. Okay, thank you. It seemed that we are mostly, you know, on the win side, so I was tanking a lot, but there were some scenarios when we would lose this if he had good card. Alright, so we are going first. Definitely cool one to open, but we need the 3rd land. We have a moment to get it, so I hope it works. Alright. So we are against the most beloved deck in the standard. Maybe except mono black. This will definitely be pretty hard. Let's start with Duress. And we have 2 mana to pay. Sorry, I'm coughing like crazy today. So they decided on negate. They really don't want to show the hand. You know what? I think it's worth it. It's a risky play. The idea is that I hope for Jhin in their hand, and I hope they will play it next turn. Essence Scatter. I think we go like this. Maybe that was still a little bit of mistake. For some reason I thought Abrade deals 4 damage, but luckily it did not matter. And now, even though we know that the token will get Fading Hope, we can start bringing stuff into the battlefield. And that's something. So of course he will Fading Hope, but you know, he's trading 1 of his cards for a Scribe basically. So that's not bad, and we will cycle all the bad cards. But of course this is absolutely hard matchup, whatever basically if you aren't playing mono blue, you have hard time against this deck. So it's never easy really. Abrade does not matter actually. After small consideration it doesn't matter at all. Oh, 2 lands, thank you. That feels great. So, Ravenman will get countered. Unless we absolutely bluff, but I don't think it's worth it. I want to play like this because he has only one card that can be a counter spell. Did he draw it? Or did he draw it? Okay, probably a decent choice. So we discard a number of cards. The cards we have are pretty bad. Ravenman had its chance earlier, but we had better plays. Okay, those are actually better. Probably not the best draws, but definitely something that gives us potential. Like you can see, thanks to knowing that he has Essence Scatter, we can play full game around it, basically. And that's pretty cool. Suddenly, we have a 4/4 dragon, so we have the board. Fading Hope is his best draw right now. Fading Hope is absolutely great. Alright, so let's play like this. Because he knows that we know about the Essence Scatter. Alright, cool. I guess. I wanted him... I think very good players wouldn't counter it, because they know that you probably have a different play. And of course they top deck the second Fading Hope in top 14 cards. That was his game, like best draw basically in the deck. Oh, that hurts. Our whole plan just got ruined by this perfect top deck. Man, like we really worked for it, and it probably won't be enough anyway. Sheoldred, I'm not sure, but I will keep it. Oh, that's a good one. That's actually a good one. So it has to be a negate, or he loses it. Okay, that's something. That's definitely something. I think we attack like this. We really want to be aggressive, and we can start chump blocking from the next turn onwards. Now he doesn't have Gene, so it cannot be a counter spell. Alright, and finally he's getting pressured from both sides. Of course, he top decks another Jin, because why wouldn't he? That's super annoying. Super annoying. We can attack him for a little, but it's what? 8 damage only. 11 with Tenacious Underdog. Oh, we have no cards in the hand. We can heal a little bit, but not a lot. I honestly think we have to block. It sucks. Man, his top decks are absolutely perfect. A bit annoying, not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. Alright, so let's play like this with the Trespasser. I would like Tenacious Underdog, but then we probably die. So, even though it's super tempting, like, So we basically negate 1 damage by eating creatures, and we deal 1 damage. So maybe that's actually a bit better for now. It's like nearly the same as lowering his, thingy. Okay, we can start eating his graveyard, and we have to. Yeah, I know instants lower his attack, but it's basically the same here. And we will get a lot of small triggers. When the creatures are done, then we will start eating what you want me to eat. A Ravenman now. And it also pressures his HP, which is better for us, because we also get to do it next turn. And he cannot kill us in 1 turn, of course. Man, his draws are absolutely amazing. And I don't think that's a good card for this deck. I think it's a bad build. Like, it feels fun when it works, but it's not like the idea on the deck. And as you can see, thanks to the healing, he cannot attack us through. And we can start diminishing his power quite a lot. Every Kikijiki is a Trespasser. Even if he draws Fading Hope, it's good, but it's not perfect enough, I think. Yeah, I know, I play those cards, man. Like, you're playing the most annoying deck in the standard, so you cannot talk too much. You can explode now. Like, I'm not sure what the communication here is. Your go, my friend. Like, you know, I get this kind if he was a brewer, but he's playing the absolute broken top mythic deck, and of course he has a third Fading Hope in top 23 cards. Why wouldn't he? Is that enough? I don't think. I think thanks to exiling creatures that we did previously, we actually kill him perfectly. So, it turned out to be a game-winning decision, the exiling of this stuff, and he seems to be unhappy with the fact that we exactly kill him, which, you know, if you play this kind of deck, no mercy. No mercy, my friend. Oh, and he's actually already dead. But let's enjoy this moment, because we should never win this game, honestly. He also attacked for 0 reasons. Why would you ever attack if you are on the defense? So he even made it easier. Okay, no creatures, so we can start doing the random stuff. Always remember to target 2 different cards. Oh my friend. Oh my friend, that was a weird one. Alright, so our start is pretty decent. We go with the launch and we fix our mana for the rest of the game. Feeder basically works the same, that it comes tapped. However, it gives you only 1 mana, so that's not really what you want to get. And our opponent definitely starts strong. Alright, let's play like this and let's go for the underdog. I don't see any imminent value in Ravenman, so it's just a smaller creature basically. Oh, and it will be hard to raise them. I think we are the defender, so we have to do it like this. Alright, and we need 1 of the turns to activate this one. And I think this is the turn. So, which mana do we need? That's a question. I'm not sure about this one. Let's go for black. Double black seems okay. Like, it activates all the meat hooks and stuff. And we have double red here. Alright, alright, alright. We could start discarding his cards, to be fair, and making some ravens. Is this better than Fable? Oh man, we could go for this value game, but then we start getting attack next turn. I think we need to get Fable going. It's such a huge card, you cannot really like miss so much tempo. Even if they kill it, it's absolutely fine. Sure. Like, damage might matter because we have Ravenman, so we are more aggressive because of the tokens. But yeah, definitely it will be interesting. That's a good one though. We can kill the vampire, and we can even kill the other one. I honestly don't need those runs. Like, 4 is good enough for me. Okay, 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 okay. And we have 5 actually. To be fair, I really want to kill both of them and just keep attacking him. He needs mana for this. Man, if they follow up with Sheoldred, that's really bad for us. But still. Oh, and we make Raven at the end step. You know what? Whatever. If there's Sheoldred, we'll use Kaito and try to make it work. Somehow. Like, it will hurt. It will definitely hurt, but I hope we can make it work. And you know what? If they have Meathook, this is definitely worth it. Man, the extra Duress. Easy. And now they are left with basically 1 drop. Oh yes, yes, they really banked on this Invoke Despair, and this treasure from Goblin was absolute game winner. Alright, so we are going second with Spell Pierce though. Spell Pierce is amazing card. Man, I want to cram Spell Pierce into every deck I'm playing right now. So Bankbuster is probably the only thing we could get with this one. I still think it's Xander's Launch. It really fixes all the colors. And next turn we can go for the theater. Yeah, it's not like we would, you know, counter this one. I think it's a still spell pierce. Let's go for... That's a very important decision. We have so many black cards, we have to go for the black one. Let's hope for Liliana. Liliana is probably the best we can do. You know what? I'll take it. It is a high risk, but it enables all the plays right now. Like, we get ahead in the tempo, and believe me, Spell Pierce will hit something better. 3 cards are good, but he needs to lose a lot of tempo to get them. Yeah, this is much worse. However, we have our own Trespasser. Problem is this Bankbuster, I guess, right now. Yeah. But still, we traded card for card, and now we can go into Sheoldred, hopefully. Or you know what? They have really good options for the next turn play. Sorry guys, my voice, man, I'm coughing like crazy. Sheoldred is really good, but if they have Infernal Grasp, they win. So I think this is better. Especially we eat the prime target for eating in the whole universe. And anything that can be hit by Duress can also be hit by Spell Pierce. Except Infernal Grasp, but they also need a land, so that's important. Man, if they just play Infernal Grasp, discard the card for ward, we counter it, it's absolute devastation. And I think they are trying to get into lands by tapping at main phase, which is amazing for us. We take 4 if he just cools. Interesting choice. Very interesting. I really like our position. I think it's worth duressing and seeing what he has. He will draw a card and he will hit a land drop. Told you. So Sorin is probably the one. He also has Sheoldred, that's really something to remember. I think it has to be Sorin. He cannot invoke the spare though. So he will follow up with his own Sheoldred. Alright. How do we play this out? Do we attack with the Glutton? That's the first one. Do we want to trade? No, because he has Bankbuster, so he will have double the attack that we will. No, but we will play Sheoldred, right? So for this reason we can attack. It's tricky, it's really tricky. If he... Will he block with the Bankbuster? I guess he can draw card once. That's a good deal for him, I guess. Okay, I just changed my mind. I won't be attacking because of this Bankbuster. Oh man, we only have one. Choose attackers. Okay, I've changed my mind. Oh man, it has to be Sheoldred. It has to be. It's not guaranteed he will draw this land. Like, I missed my 4th land multiple times, so it might actually happen for my opponent as well. He made, of course, a mistake. He should draw in response. And right now, Trespassers are even smaller, which is great for us. Let's see, if he misses a land, I'm pretty sure the game is over. He, of course, did not, and he has Sheoldred himself. Alright, so we are basically in the same situation. Nearly the same situation. The problem is that we have only one blue mana, and it's a Triumph. In the end, we needed blue, as I thought we might, but I wasn't sure how to play it exactly. Man, if we play Kaito, we cannot ensure that we counter-invoke the spare, and of course they will top deck a land. So that's really bad, but if we don't... Oh man, oh, I hate it. I actually hate it, but I think this is way to make it a bit better overall.
The system can't fix
Man,
everything.
the mana absolutely was hard.
I know something.
Okay. We can draw easily, and even if he invoked the spares, like we just get rid of this one. With Bankbuster we cannot be so passive, like, man, he's drawing really well since some turns. Like, he has Bankbuster and we don't, so we cannot just sit and let him draw all the cards. He has another Bankbuster, so at some point he will just absolutely outdraw us. We need to make some risks and we need to be aggressive. And also Kaito won't die, so this will be our draw engine anyway. But if we had one more blue land, this game would look absolutely different, and we would, I think from this position we would win. See? From the top, always. Never missed a land drop. Oh, that hurts. That definitely hurts. So, decision is... Oh, he didn't go for the decision. Okay, so one of the reasons I want Kaito so badly is that I really want to keep keep drawing clans, because then I can Meathook and reset the board. We will be at 4 already this turn. So let's attack. And do we have a creature? Yeah, let's take a creature. It's extra damage. It's worth it. And we do it on one side for the Carvo, of course. The worst for us would be if he activates the Bankbuster. Okay, that's fine. So we get a free card. He also needs to dedicate quite a lot of damage to Kaito. Let's play a land, which is suddenly blue one, as we needed before. Now it doesn't really matter. But we get a blocker. It means that Kaito doesn't die so easily. And we have counter spells, 4 days. So I think our situation slightly improved, but we are still under the huge pressure. Spell Pierce works against Invoke Despair for 1 more turn, and it's a perfect target. Oh, they want to do it. Oh yes, they want to do it so much. Nope. Oh, that was the turn. Even with all the good draws, he still got behind. But we are still not out of the woods. Even after Meathook, he has 2 Bankbusters and we don't have a single one, basically. So it will be very harsh anyway. I really want to keep the Shizuki in the board. That's actually so important. This is basically our only ace that we have. It's great that he didn't crew the Bankbuster, so he basically missed 1 damage for no reason. Alright, how do we play this one out? We have only 4 for Meathook Massacre, so we actually need to hit something. Make this appear. I don't think we can go for it anymore. This is okay card, but not for this situation. I need to make sure that I hit a land that is untapped, and as you can see, it's not easy. We need to attack to get some value. We don't have any creatures, so let's go for the annoying card first. Man, it will be hard. And our opponent, of course, is healing like crazy with Sheoldred. Do we kill Sheoldred manually? Oh, if we hit a land, we can just Meathook, which would be perfect. Let's invest this 2 HP into not drawing what we need again. Oh my god, so many cards that we cannot hit land. I know it's a land, but it's one of the few that doesn't work. Well, we have no choice. It has to be this. And we die next turn, right? Nearly. I think the theater actually keeps us alive at 1 HP, but he can just follow it up with Meathook, probably. Oh man, that was such a close game. This island. If I took this island early game, the game would be so much different. What's funny, I probably should play Meathook Massacre right now or I die. What? He just attacks with this. Well, I guess he doesn't have 2 creatures, so let's hope that we will be able to draw a card. Probably the best he can do is attack. I'm not sure. Hard one. Definitely insanely hard game. I think that we are absolutely behind, but I still think we have a small shot at winning this game still, depending on the draws and those 2 cards. Also, you can see that thanks to Kaito absorbing this damage last turn, we are actually not dead yet. Of course. Of course. We cannot hit our land, but he has the double shorted. Cool. Alright, so we are at 1, but we still have the Meathook. We still are in this. Somehow. We will lose Kikijiki though, which sucks a little bit. Just a little bit. Alright, first of all, let's attack with the Trespasser. Maybe. There is a small chance that he will do, the crewing of the Bankbuster to gotcha. But I don't think he will. So far he plays well. Yep, he just takes the damage because with Sheoldred you don't care about the damage. And we don't have a choice. This is the only play that can potentially at least save us. But we still get to get hit, so we need to make... Wow! I redeem it. You are not a good player. That was the absolute worst play you can make. He just wasted his whole edge. Oh my god, that was the worst play of Magic history. Oh man. You know what? Oh, he wants to go for the Meathook probably. But you know what? I'm pretty sure he has a creature. So he will just play it and crew the Bankbuster anyway. So let's make a blocker. So now he needs Meathook for 1. Alright. You can just draw another Invoke Despair, because why not? It's already 19 cards, so statistically you need to draw 5 of them. Oh man. Will he realize? Yeah. Okay, cool. Oh, what a game. I hope you enjoyed it, guys, though. For me it was so frustrating. But definitely the biggest mistake was not taking Island early game, and it forced really bad plays later.